everybody, and welcome to another Fast Foundation Friday. In a previous video, I talked about bra corset compatibility and how to avoid common issues when combining corsets with your bras, such as underwire entrapment, kind of getting that underwire squeezing or pressing into your ribcage uncomfortably, or how to avoid getting that double lift. Now, today I am wearing just a plain white t-shirt with one of my best fitting bras so you can see what I look like with proportion. Today what I'm actually going to be talking about is minimizing your busts. In particular, is it possible to use a bust binder in conjunction with your corset? Now, when you wear a corset with a regular bra like this, because the waist is smaller, then your bust and your hips look larger in contrast because there's that comparison right there. But today I'm actually going to show you what it looks like when you wear a bust binder with your corset. So I'm just going to give you a quick twirl so you can see what it looks like when you're wearing a corset with a regular well-fitting bra here. And this is what the tri-top binder by Underworks looks like when worn with a corset. Now, there are a couple of perks to this, and there are a couple of complications. Now, for me, because I am so large busted, you know, my bust doesn't completely flatten, it has to go somewhere. So I noticed that a lot of it is being pushed upwards, and it's giving me almost like a pigeon chest on my upper chest area here. So when I'm wearing a binder like this, I pretty much have to wear a high cut shirt like this, and preferably something a little bit looser so that you don't really notice the fullness here. Right now I'm wearing a pretty form-fitting shirt just to show you what it looks like. And another thing that I particularly have to be careful for is all this underarm squish right here. Because of the way that I personally carry my weight, I have a lot of underarm squish anyways. Even in my best fitting bras, I still have underarm squish, so it's not really going anywhere. So I have to continually pull that tissue inwards, but then it also increases the amount that I'm putting in front as well. Another thing to consider is depending on the size of your bust and whether you carry high or low, or how it basically distributes when you put your binder on. A lot of people, they just like put the binder on and then just pull it down, and then everything is squished downwards. But if you're wearing a corset that comes up quite high in the underbust area, then you might actually entrap some of that breast tissue underneath the corset that might not be the most comfortable. So you might have to pull the binder down and then reach in and pull the breast tissue back up again, so you're not crushing any of your breast tissue underneath the corset itself. Another thing that you can consider is getting a cincher that starts a little bit lower down on your rib cage, so it can't even extend high enough to entrap any of your breast tissue. However, the thing to consider with that is the shorter your corset, the higher the chances that you're going to get a little bit of muffin top. But pairing your corset with a binder does have some perks. For instance, because the binder actually puts quite a bit of tension, basically from the base of the neck down to almost about waist area, I find that it causes a little bit less muffin top in the back here. My 3/4 profile, I am also quite flattened, and I think this is the biggest angle that people are probably worried about, because you saw when I was wearing my regular bra with this corset and a different shirt over top, you saw like almost Barbie proportions, where you saw the biggest swell of the breast, and that was combined with the biggest dip in the waist there. So that definitely helps in this sort of situation. But I'm going to quickly change my shirt to something a little bit less form-fitting so you can see what it looks like then. Alright, so here's a bit of a looser fitting shirt, and you can see that I still have the corset and the binder underneath here. So when you have something a little bit looser around the armpit area, then you see less of that armpit squidge and that weird dip that's happening right there. When you are looking in the profile view, you can still see it's a little bit pigeon chested here. I don't think that's going to change much in my situation. It's hard to take a very full bust and squish it down to nothing. So if you have probably smaller than about a D cup maybe, it would have less of this pigeon chesting right here. And because this shirt is not very form-fitting at all in the waist, then when you pull it down, you can't even notice I have a corset on at all. So there you have it. It is totally possible to wear a chest binder and a corset at the same time. In my personal experience, I find that pairing the two together is a little bit more restrictive than wearing my corset with a regular bra, mostly because the binder itself is just restricting a lot of my upper chest here. But it is I wouldn't say that it's impossible to do, or I wouldn't be able to wear this all day, as long as it's like, no, not every single day. But for anybody else who has a different brand of binder, or a different size breast, or a different corset even, you might find that your experiences are different. So I hope this has helped some of you. If you ever combine a chest binder with a corset, let me know in a comment below, and I'll see you guys after the weekend for another video. Bye.